We're telling the world that we're here. And one more spot. Okay. Hi. Welcome back. It has been a hot minute since we've done some live streams. I am here on a Wednesday, obviously. I'm trying a new day because I really enjoyed live streaming, and I did it fairly consistently for a bit last year. But I was doing it on Fridays, and I think Friday was just too disruptible of a day. Too often I would have an event or something come up. So we're trying Wednesdays now. Yeah, so some of what we did last year was a lot of trying to compare Eeveelutions was a focus of mine, and we did do some good research. We did some in Scarlet Violet, some in Legends Arceus, some in Pokemon Snap, and I just I got a lot of vague information, but it's really hard to get precise information in these games, but I'm gonna try. Because there's a new feature that got added at some point between then and now where you can send your Pokemon out. And it runs around like it do, but now you can say, hey, stand still. And it does. And it stands perfectly still, and it stands like upright. Oh man, game changing. Game changing. So, I want to try and get better information about some of these Pokemon. And Eeveelutions specifically. So part of that is that making sure that we have a full set that is exactly perfectly average sized according to this person in Metsugoza who tells you that. Part of it is having a little faith crisis today getting ready because I've started doing more research. Like, doing this on my own inside the games is great and it's fun and it's you know, valuable, but there's an internet of people out there who do similar things. And one of the things I did want to show off, if I got this, so this happened. This was posted by Pokemon Official, and it drives me a little bit crazy because I don't think it's accurate to any of the games that they've shown the Eeveelutions in, but we're gonna do the research and we're gonna find out. So part of today is specifically trying to disprove this with hard evidence from the game, or else giving up and admitting defeat and that I've been going on about nothing. One of those two things is going to happen by the end of today. But also, there's this really incredible video that somebody made. So this is Asteroid Videos. I'm not going to talk over him. But Astro Videos made this really incredible video back in December using VFX to reveal the true scale of Pokemon. So you can see here, it's 15 minutes long. It is a lineup of 3D rendered Pokemon, and it's just he walks green screen behind them. Like, it's really cool. And he's one of the first creators I've ever seen address what I talk about all the time, which is that it is not that simple as looking at the Pokedex. Sometimes you just count, sometimes they don't. Like, he goes over all of that, and it's an excellent video. But he does make a point about Sylveon and the ears counting. And I didn't think they did, but here we are. And so then I looked at this, and then I went and I stood beside, like, I put my Sylveon out in Violet beside a Mudspray, and it did look kind of like this. So now I'm questioning everything. Part of what I want to start with today is really figuring out my trainer's height. My trainer's height is so important. So I've been assuming that my trainer was somewhere in like the 5'5", 5'7" range for a while now. And that is because this is my perfectly average size Charizard that is a 5'7" Pokemon. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Like, looking at this and it, yeah, they still breathe up and down a bit, but I go from being like the same height to a little bit taller when he moves his head down, right? So I was looking at this assuming I was the height of a Charizard. Now I think maybe they're suggesting that Charizard's horns count, which I never would have expected, because if he stood up straight, they wouldn't even be upright. Anyways, so this is why I assumed I was 5'7". And then I did some of that research, and it seems like every Pokemon trainer has been about 5 foot, like all of them. Some of them we have canon heights from like mangas or Pokemon Masters, I think, maybe gives heights for some things. What am I doing? What am I doing? I just wanted to pull this out. Because meanwhile, here is my Blastoise. And I believe that this Blastoise is slightly bigger than average, according to this size trainer. But Blastoise is 5'3". So, like, I don't know. Even if it's slightly bigger, it's taller than me. And it's a 5'3" Pokemon, which means it's taller than the Charizard. Like, so, we've got some research to do. And so, yeah, I actually want to start off, first things first, seeing if we can find Nemona anywhere. Because I wasn't able to find, like, I only did a quick search, but I wasn't able to find anything specifically addressing how tall the Scarlet Violet trainer is. But I did find, let me pull this other thing up. This is a Bulbapedia page talking about any human characters we have a canon height for. And then this is something I found on DeviantArt. I don't actually know. It looks like Zarshilzerg Art posted this. And this is from Pokemon Masters. And they've lined up all the trainers by scaling their models. And each of these lines is about 10 centimeters, from near as I can tell. So if we can find any of these NPCs and stand next to them, I am now thinking that my trainer may be around 5 foot tall. 5'3", somewhere around there. So that would be this line-ish. So I should be close to Penny's height, basically, if we can find Penny anywhere. Or up to, like, Nemona's nose. So that's what I'm going to start with, if by chance she is somewhere around the school. I honestly don't remember. This is not... What am I doing? Where am I going? I'm all turned around. Yeah, okay, so if we can figure out the height of my trainer, maybe I try and get a perfectly average size Blastoise. I can pull up the list too of all the different Pokemon that are either 4'11" or 5'3". We have nothing in between. But we can try and really pinpoint like my trainer, her size. And then if we can do that, I would like to actually get an image of her, and then I can put her on a size chart. Basically, I can scale her out, and then I can start comparing Pokemon to that, and it can all be a little more careful. But yeah, today we're gonna be trying to get all of those resources. Photos with me and Nemona or any other NPC. Maybe I can go and refight gym trainers. I actually don't know. Trying to get all those Eevees. See, there's a lot of... I mean, this is my one teacher, and I'm up to her shoulder, and I don't think we have her in Masters. But there is Penny. Okay. Yeah, I'm penny-sized. So that... that's frustrating. That does skew a lot of what I've been doing and assuming. It was so much easier when when my trainer was just my height, because I'm a person, like as a person I am 5'7". Katzer is 5'7". And it was so convenient when I thought my trainer was too. But okay, so yes, this tells me that we are about 5 feet tall. And that's that. Okay, so stand still so I can get a picture of you and Penny. As even on as possible. Alright, well, that's one thing. That's a start. So now let's get a baseline. I'm going to make a PC box of everything I have that is perfectly average sized. And I believe I have already started starring Pokemon, because you can give them marks. So I would put a star next to anything that is perfectly average. I also didn't look into breeding. I don't know how size variance, if that's tied to breeding at all, or if it's just luck regardless of how you acquire a Pokemon. Can I search? Okay, let's just search for star. Good start. Ah, yes, good old Magnemite. I will want to use that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Box 32 is perfectly average Pokemon. Easy. And I will probably still double check this, because it's not worth being mistaken. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking is that some of what I have been calling conspiracy, maybe I'm wrong. So it could be that the Eeveelutions might actually measure by their ears. They might actually measure a bit more normal than I thought they did. But I will say that my bottom line, that maybe is going to be the final conclusion of all of this research, is that I feel like something is wrong. Like, I feel like maybe Flareon and Jolteon's sizes got swapped way early on by accident, and nobody ever noticed, because that is the one thing that I cannot get past, is their size difference. It doesn't make sense in any of these games so far. I've yet to see a Flareon that actually looks bigger than a Jolteon, so if nothing else, I'm holding on to that and hoping hoping I'm not crazy on that front. Okay, and I do believe this Charizard was perfectly average. But I don't think anything else was. So, let's chit chat. Let's confirm these 6 or however many Pokemon. I wish there was a way to just sort by it without having to ask her one by one. Alas, here we are. I think I want to go this way. I think I made a mistake. We need the west entrance. I don't think my Sylveon actually was. Oh, it is. Cool. Good, good, good. So let's give that one a gold star. My Typhlosion, I think, is actually huge. Yeah, okay. Because Typhlosion is also 5/7, which was not super helpful because this one was a bigger than normal 5/7. Alright, that's all good. Slugma was another stream that I specifically went to find, so yes, I was confident in that one. Good stuff. And then, of course, yes, the Eevees is where it matters most. So, perfect. And I think I'm actually going to be taking notes today, so let's just write down already. Same height as Penny. And I might make some cheat sheets as well, so... Slugma. I got out. But Slugma, I want to say, is 2'7". And I can't remember if I checked my Charizard just now, but I will double check. Awesome. Okay, so you get a marking. And we move you to the box. Charizard also gets a marking. Okay, now I assume that the rest of my Eeveelutions are not average if I did not mark them, but we could double check. We have one Eevee, and I already double checked, and this one, my little accident, is not average. So we can put it in a box with the rest of the Eevees, which was, yeah, this one. And so now within that box, we had a bunch of them. Okay, perfectly average Vaporeon. We all saw that. Everyone was witness. I'm not crazy. So that one. We've got more of this covered than I thought we did. Okay, Jolteon is small though. Really? Leafeon too? Did I already do this once and forget about it? Umbreon. Maybe I already did this. This is suspicious. Okay, so we have most of them. I think all we're missing... We also want the actual Eevee. That's another one I want to check out. I think there's a possibility that all of the Eeveelutions are in fact measured with their ears like that infographic said. But I'm pretty sure Eevee isn't. So we're going to double check that too. It just doesn't seem right to me that I could have this many perfectly average and not realize it. Makes me want to double check again. So, we're missing Jolteon, Glaceon, and Eevee. Do I not even have a Glaceon? Hi, Katya. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome. Welcome to Katzer's research. I'm surprised we don't have a Glaceon at all. That seems suspicious. Oh, it was just one box over. What do we think? Does this one... Is this one going to be perfectly average? Oh my goodness, these loading menus. There, okay. Yes, please. Does this lady have a name? I've never seen her referred to by name, but I spend so much time with her, it feels like she deserves one. Okay. Alright, Rhea's big. So yes, Glaceon still needs to be tracked down. And I don't recall how to evolve any of them. Okay. So let's start off. Where do I find an Eevee? What's my alphabet? There it is. Show me your habitat. Rarely seen. Okay. Which of these places do I like better? I think I want to go to the square. Let's go to that square just north of the crater. Around Medali. Excellent. And we'll cook a normal sandwich. And we'll be swimming. So I can't have all of them in a party at once. Once I am ready to have a picnic, we'll still have to split them up. It's okay, so I want to go... I mean, it was really anywhere here, I think. So let's go... Yeah, there's just normal Pokemon up here. Is being nighttime important? Like, important in the sense that it'll be a problem? Hi, puppies. Or maybe this is a bad area because there's too many normal types, and if I eat a normal sandwich, I'll just end up with more Meowth. And would it be faster to just hatch a bunch of eggs? Maybe. Okay, let's just check. I think that would be well within the square that was on my habitat map. So let's what we'll do is we will have a picnic. But at that picnic, we will make Eevee eggs. And I will... Wait, no. Gotta move such pump so we don't end up with pommy eggs. And... let's use a perfectly average one. In case that matters. Oh. Oh yeah, and I gotta pull out my Rowlet. My Rowlet is my go-to 1-foot Pokemon. And I forgot to mark which Rowlet was exactly 1 foot. But we'll do that in a minute, because we're going to have to go back for all of our EVs anyways. Let's pull out good old Ditto. Everything I know about Pokemon breeding, I learned from Ditto. And we'll have a picnic. Now, this is my first time, I believe, pulling out Flareon. Now that I know how to pause them. Now, this is what I was afraid of. It seems like maybe you can't in pic. Oh, maybe you might not be able to do it in picnics specifically, which is a bummer. What we need... I wish this game had the same features as Legends Arceus. Lets you pull out more than one Pokemon at a time, and it was the best. But we can do it individually if we need to. So, as a 5-foot child, newly understood to be 5-foot child, does it make sense that a 3-foot Pokemon, 3-foot, yeah, like it's 2'11", so we'll say a 3-foot-ish Pokemon, that doesn't seem tall enough. I don't know. So is there something that by chance will give us egg power and normal spawn power? Is that a thing? It's so tedious. I wish there were a way to sort, but here we are. Slowly flicking through. There are a lot of things with egg power at least, so that might be easy to come by. And I'm looking for encounter normal. Okay, so that has encounter normal too. I can't make it. I don't have the required, I don't know, cumin? What is that? I guess we'll keep looking. Ghost, bug. Flying. Ghost. Fire. Here, I'm just gonna scan until I see normal show up. Okay, encounter power normal. A ham sandwich. But it doesn't have eggs. Will I find this? Does what I want exist? Those are both item drop. See, we're getting a little bit of buffering. Some drop frames. Don't know why. Hoping it'll fix itself, because it does that usually. So, apologies. We're just going to try and ride it out for a minute, and if it doesn't get better, I'll do something. Raid normal. Oh, hi, Mark. How's it going? We are looking for, ideally, a sandwich that has encounter power normal and also egg power. I'm not convinced it exists, as a matter of fact. So we might just have to do... Oh! It's the tofu sandwich! And I don't have tofu! That's disheartening. It exists and I can't make it. Okay, so there's a fair bit of... We're just gonna have to make the egg sandwich and then hope we get a few eggs out of it and then make the normal sandwich and like override it. That works, right? I think. What am I making? Pardon me. Okay, and we run around. Let's give Flareon a little wash. Because he's fluffy and it's cute. Excellent. Now, do we have eggs? I don't know enough about the egg system in this game. Like, I've done it before. I've had a picnic. I've made the sandwich. I've received the eggs. But I don't... I've never looked up, like, is it just time-based? Is it, like, the number of ticks that occur at a picnic? And every tick has the odds of yielding an egg? Doesn't seem likely with Ditto asleep over here. Here, let's throw a ball. Do I look it up? Or do we just chill here for a bit? Pokemon, Scarlet, Violet. Eggs. Good old IGN's got my back on this one. How to get eggs fast. Interesting. Did you know there's a few Pokemon that can only be male, such as Tauros and Braviary? So they have to breed with Ditto. That's new. Okay, so choose 2 Pokemon. Start a picnic. Wait for some real time and then check the egg basket. Yep, okay, it's as simple as that. It is, in fact, as simple as that. And now, we've taken up some time. Let's check again. A Pokemon egg? Wow. Ideally, I would like, I don't know, at least 2 or 3. So we will let them be peaceful. Maybe I'll give Ditto a bath. He deserves that. Right in the mouth. Excellent. We're still dropping frames. So I wonder if there's anything I can do about that while they have their eggs. Well, it sure doesn't seem like there's anything super straightforward and easy I can do while we're sitting here. Let me check how it looks from the user end. Seeing as we're just waiting for them to have some more eggs anyways. Looks okay on my end, so hopefully no one's experiencing too many issues. Do 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 do. Alright. A Pokemon egg? Wow! Oh! Another Pokemon egg? Wow! Okay, we're good. We're good. 4 eggs is plenty, I think, to get started. Which means now we just need to make the normal encounter sandwich, which was a ham sandwich. I think. There it is. Okay. Normal encounter 1. I don't remember seeing higher than 1, so we're just going to go with that. We're going to use the Eevee stick. Perfect. We're going to hope for the best. To recap, we require an Eevee, a Jolteon, a Glaceon. That might be it. Do we only need the 3? I already forget. I'm gonna have to double check the perfectly average sized PC box. But we need at least 3 normal Eevee eggs. 3 average sized Eevee eggs to complete our mission. Now, for anyone who has not spent as much time studying the Eevees as I have, there are 3 sizes of Eeveelutions. So we have Eevee itself is 1 foot. And then we have Jolteon and Espeon are the 2 smallest. They are 2'7". Flareon. My brain's already. Flareon and Glaceon must be 2'11". And then we have Leafeon, Umbreon, Vaporeon, and Sylveon. Who said that? Are all 3'3". So I think maybe our first picnic can be Eevee with Rowlet for comparison with the 4 smaller ones. And then we'll have to do a second picnic to compare all of the 3'3" ones. These Pokemon may be normal, but they're not what I'm looking for. I do think perhaps there are just too many normal Pokemon that spawn here. We can check out the other area that showed Eevee habitat. It was somewhere in the southwest. Got the Meowth and the Persian. Now Meowth is also a 1-foot Pokemon that I could compare against Eevee, potentially. Can you imagine so many kitties just wandering by? Ooh, Meowth and Mousehold, actually. Who wants to stand side by side? Oh, hey, Forest Vine, you're playing the same game as me? Fun! I am well on my way to having all of the perfectly average sized Eeveelutions, actually. That deerling looked like an Eevee for a moment. We've got... I have none of the eggs on me. Why wouldn't they go into my party? I thought I was hatching eggs as we speak. Ooh, 7th gym. Who are you fighting 7th? I feel like my 7th gym might have been Rhyme. But that's kind of cool. I wish I could replay this game for the first time again. Oh wait, that's all 4 of them. I only had 4. Tulip. Okay. Hee hee hee. I actually don't know if I'm in the Eevee zone at all anymore, so I'm just gonna... Let's try that L shape in the southwest. Let me fly there. It was like on the edge of this, right? So we'll fly to Cortando and go north. This is north. We've got Fido, we've got Igglybuff, we've got Jigglypuff. Do we have some Eevee? And also, I wouldn't mind catching a perfectly average Mudspray. I was showing off towards the beginning of stream that somebody made a really cool video. I'm probably gonna tag this video actually in the description of like the VOD. I could tag it now, but then I'd have to stop and do that. There's a really cool video I saw of somebody comparing Pokemon sizes, and they did a very like intentional job of it, not just the normal scale the model to the number, but like actually paying attention to whether or not it factors in like ears and things like that. And they showed off a comparison of Sylveon and Mudspray that I just need to see with my own eyes, basically. I seem to recall Mudspray belong in this area, so we'll see what we find. Oh no. Oh, Violet, you lose your starter, it's all over. Depends on who your starter is and who your team is, I suppose, but I think because of how open world it is and how many other quests and things you had to do, they maybe expected higher levels fighting some of the trainers and like the gym leaders than they do in earlier Pokemon games. I know a couple people who actually really struggled with the Elite Four, but I think it's mostly if you do the Elite Four before you finish like all the other like if you haven't done Team Star yet or you haven't done the Titan Pokemon, then you don't have enough experience to take on the Elite Four. Whereas I think I finished the league challenge like last of everything, so it wasn't so bad. Hello, my Weasel. Lost track of where I am again. I need them to put up barriers so that I can run. Okay, we should go back north. So I can run around looking for my Eevee without leaving the area. Hey, well, Umbreon is one of the stars of this stream, so that seems very topical to me. I have crocheted a life-size Umbreon. That was one of the earlier Pokemon I ever made. And, I mean, it's a little wonky looking because it was one of the earlier Pokemon I ever made. But, I would love to know if... okay, that looks like a small mud spray. I would love to know if I made it right or not, because I did not include the ears. I don't think I included the ears and the size when I made it. No, be my friend. Yeah. There's one. I'll just catch as many Mudspray as I see that are not designated with like the big or small marker. Three foot 3. You there. You're large. You there. You're not. Come, come, come. No, you shall be my Pokemon. Is Masquerain a region exclusive? I did not realize. Yeah, none of these are Eevee. That's the bottom line. Absolutely nothing here is an Eevee. So let's hope those eggs are promising. I wonder if my Ditto is average sized. So the theory is that Sylveon's ears do count towards its height and Mudspray's ears do not. So if I find two perfectly average Pokemon, that one Mudspray and one Sylveon, will they line up like that? That's the question. I'm so disappointed that I can't position them in picnics. That's like, I'm still appreciative that I can do it outside of picnics, one Pokemon at a time. I'm still glad, and I'll take what I can get, but Talk about bummer. I thought I was just going to be able to neatly line them up. And it was going to be the best stream ever. Okay, so perhaps now I just run around a little bit on Miraidon, hatch those eggs, and then we can go back and check sizes. Hopefully that's enough mud spray. No Eevees. Way faster steps than you could ever get in any game before this. Feels faster than a bike, at least to me. Zoom zoom. Oops, wrong button. Let's see how those eggs are doing. We'll hatch soon! Okay, so, and where am I? We can just drive back to Metzagoza, see how far we get. Oh wait, where am I? Okay, so we want to go south, actually. Just all the east. And there we go. Look at that Eevee. So cute. I don't know why they wouldn't all hatch at the exact same time. Because I did put them in my party at the exact same time. Here we go. Oh, there's a lot of mud spray here. Do I need more? Is there just some kind of minimum step count between eggs hatching or something? Do you need to wait like 30 seconds? Oh, that was a Pokemon. I thought that was a sparkly to collect. Alright, well. Sorry, Caps Kid. That was enough to get to a level 7 Eevee. Oh no, now they're all gonna want to learn Sand Attack. And there's the last one. Alright. Alright, so now we go back to the city. We check what sizes they are. And if they are not average, we rinse and repeat. This would be faster if I quick warp. And yet I still am not. That's okay. We'll land on this roof. And fly. Then the next question is going to be, how do we get... Okay, Jolteon is the Thunderstone. Glaceon. I haven't actually known what you do since there was a forest. There was a spot in Diamond that you had to go to. And then in Pokemon Go, there's a lure. I don't remember how you get a Glaceon in this game. Can I just use an Ice Stone? Perhaps? Come on, average. Come on, average. Dang. Show me average. Why are you all big? At least one of you must be, please. Excellent. That's my favorite so far. That's a good Eevee. There's one. Okay, we got exactly one. Now we check the Mud Spray. And the Rowlet while we're at it. Where would they have gone? I see one here. Excellent. Okay, so here's what we do. This is the one that deserves a marking. And then we mark that Mud Spray. It was this one, right? Just now? And we move you to the perfect box. Do I bring any of these Eevee with me? And we ask about this Rowlet. Oh, it's a big one. Shoot. Okay. Excellent. Let's swap those out. So I guess I need to have another Ditto picnic. Are there by chance like Eevee in any other decks? No. Just in case they're like easier to come across in Kitakami or something. Yeah, okay, it makes sense that they're not. I don't have Pheasantipity yet. Huh. Alright. Okay, so the last place I can hunt for Eevee is that little square, like, due west. I guess we'll head there. Oh. Okay, I thought I could say that loading zones are for chumps, but they made me load anyways. Okay. Now let's look at a map, because we want to be, like, it was right here, I believe. And let's go ahead and have our egg picnic. Go to the perfect box, my perfect children. Meanwhile, I've already lost my Ditto. I put it somewhere. Sure did. Ugh. Is this too slanted for a picnic? Oh, no, we're good. Alright. Marmalade sandwich, was it? Did I pass it? I'd like egg power more than one. Egg power 2. Let's start over. Ultra pickle. Okay. Look at all these ingredients. Pickles first. I actually got to make my first multiplayer sandwich not long ago. I'd seen the chaos in videos, but I'd never lived the chaos. My gosh, it was chaotic. The multiplayer in this game is not amazing, or maybe it's more so about the connection on my Switch is not amazing. I, for one, I'm excited about the Switch 2. Chad, who is excited about the Switch 2? Because I am hoping that it'll be, like, I don't know if it's a solvable issue. I don't know if it's a common issue, but I do have connection issues with my Switch. And it's, by no means is it a new console, but it's not, like, first generation. It's the, Animal Crossing New Horizons re-release. So I got it sometime in 2020, I suppose. So it's like not as old as some of them, and yet my my internet connection is rough, and it's actually really fun playing this game multiplayer. I've only done it on a few occasions because it doesn't always feel worth fighting the connection issues, but I've really enjoyed it every time that I have. So I am certainly looking forward to hopefully getting to play more multiplayer Pokemon on the new console. And now we wait. We sit and we wait. Okay, so if I were a 5-foot child, where would 3 feet be on my body? Because I measured this on me before streaming for curiosity, and I do believe that 3'3" was like exactly hip height, which just means that it should be above hip height on a child smaller than that. And yet, Flareon is of course supposed to be 3 foot, but we're barely scraping hip at the tip of the ear. This is what I'm talking about when I say I've got questions about Flareon. Flareon specifically. So there's a lot of different places to check. I do have Pokemon Home, and you'll see that Flareon is portrayed as the shortest in Pokemon Home. Okay, so like let's say 5 foot. How do I proportionally break this body into 5 pieces? What you doing, Miraidon? What you doing? Yes, hello. I've also noticed in like official Pokemon artwork, I was at a live event last month, and they had the Kanto Eeveelutions on like a big poster wall, which was cool, and it looked good, but also Flareon looked short. I'm just saying. Why not? Have eggs, you two. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Because, again, we're just waiting on our Pokemon here. Let's look up a list of... I want to know all the Pokemon that are 4'11" or 5'3". And Bulbapedia has this exact list for me. Let me see. Okay, so we're looking at maybe a Gengar. And the process goes on for all of them, right? If I find a Pokemon I want, then I need to make sure I have it. And then I have to make sure that the one that I have is average sized. And it do go on. But we're looking at... Like, I think Gengar would be a good option. And I know... I have a Gengar in this game. Machoke is... I'm looking for anything straightforward. Something unambiguous. Because even Gengar, I am not certain if they intend for the ears to count or not. Blissey is another fairly safe one. Salamence does me absolutely no good. And Greninja seems a little too... fussy. Okay, so then our 5'3" Pokemon, we're looking at Machamp. We could do Gardevoir. I don't actually know which of these Pokemon are in the game or not. I just know a lot of Pokemon are in this game. Oh, Ceruledge. I do have one of those. Ceruledge. Ah, Volcarona. That's a fun one. Slowbro. Slowbro could do. Again, fairly unambiguous. Or maybe a Hypno. Alright, well, which of these Pokemon are in Scarlet Violet is the first question. because I do feel fairly confident that we are around that 5-foot height as a trainer. But I would love to see it a little clearer. Nice. How many was that? 4? Is that enough? It's really the posture on so many of these Pokemon. Like Cyclizar is also 5'3". Really? Huh. Standing up, presumably. Or being measured by length. Could go either way. I'm gonna see if we can get just 1 or 2 more eggs. Machoke is in this game, right? I think we'll try Machoke Machamp first. Maybe Gengar Blissey. Let's give this... I don't know. 2 more minutes? Four is a solid number. Alright, fine. I'm bored. So we'll just hatch what we got. Was there one more? Yeah. And now we can search for things like Machoke and Machamp. Wait. Oh no. They're not in this game. Okay. What about Gardevoir? Has to be. Has to be, right? And I have exactly 1. So let's move you to the question box. Along with my Gengar. Who else did I put on here? Slowbro I know to be in this game, right? Because I'm sure I've seen Slowpoke everywhere. Do 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 do. Slowbro. We got a couple. That one. I think they're all the same size. Like regional or not. Where was the other one? You. Okay. And then let's try a Blissey. Just got 1. Alright, so hopefully something out of this collection of maybes, oops, is average sized. And that'll help me gauge trainer size. Meanwhile, we've got our eggs hatching. I think we're just gonna Just gonna zoom around as fast as I can to hatch these eggs. I don't think there's anything anywhere in particular that we need to go. So we're just gonna fly around. Experience the world. I'm sure I had favorite areas of this map once upon a time, and now I'm not even sure I remember where they were. Though I am pretty fond of the whole region, I must say. What is that, a Riolu? Oh, it's so cute. No, look at the dog. Oh, it's so cute. I sure do wish there were a marker for perfectly average. Oh, wait a minute. I could still be looking for wild Eevee. Dadoy. Which was in that tiny little square of space. That's where I was supposed to be going. I was supposed to be going right there. Let's. Grumpig, I think, is also a 3'3" Pokemon. I believe I've pulled it out in research videos before as well. Now, if this is something that people enjoy, I enjoy streaming, but I need to have a kind of a purpose, right? So it is something I would love to have a complete living average dex. It's ambitious, and knowing me, I'll never like completely finish it. But it's a project to always fall back on, so I might work on that someday. If I'm looking for my next idea to stream, that's gonna be up there. And then we can do this kind of thing, right? Of like, okay, well, then how does that compare to a Grumpig? And how does that Grumpig compare to a Blissey? And then just, like, be able to go and pull them from the PC without ever having to worry about it. Am I in the right place? Oh, basically. Just a little to the left. Go where it gets green again. Whee! And this is the spot. Okay, eyes peeled for Eevee. There's more mud spray. There's always more mud spray, but I have a perfect one already. Here, I guess I'll get off. I don't know, it's just a nice place to be. Like, I'll never understand the Scarlet Violet haters. I know they have reasons, but like, I'll never understand not. You can criticize this game, absolutely, but just like existing, just walking around, just seeing the Pokemon and hearing the music, it's such a lovely space to me. And I'm happy to have it to do this frivolous research inside of. And I'm hoping that we see some of the same features from Legends Arceus show up in Legends ZA. That's got to be coming out fairly soon, right? Like, we're talking, it's definitely this year. That's been confirmed, but I don't believe there's been an official date release. We've got a Pokemon Direct coming up in a few weeks, actually. Okay, this one's named E. Oops. Oh, Choodle. You don't want to mess with me. And so one of the best things for me personally in terms of that replayability and what I get out of Pokemon games was that Pokemon Arceus did give the precise size in the summary. You didn't have to go talk to someone and get vague hints. You just looked at your Pokemon summary and it told you an exact height to the inch. Or the centimeter if you live outside of North America. And it was great, and I hope ZA does the same thing. And if they do, then that just means extra Pokemon, right? Like more Pokemon in the 3D decks, the size comparable decks, because like obviously, as I just said, we don't have Machoke or Machamp in this game. Maybe we will in Za. All these Pokemon messing with me. Alright, one egg left. And we go back to Mesagoza. And hope that this will be enough. Maybe this will be as many as we need. Maybe they'll all be perfectly average sized. Oh, Rockruff. Must you? Must we? Run away, little one. Before I click, just run away. I don't want to end the cutscene in an encounter, you foolish dog. There it is. Excellent. No one learns Sand Attack. Not what we do here. Alright. Another round. Yes, I do. Yes! Okay. We are almost there. For what it's worth, I'd also love to do a little bit of investigating on the how much of a difference in size there is between a good site smaller and... Alright, we did it! Crushed it, team! We got all three perfectly average sized. Average size. Eevee-ridge sized. We'll check this last one. A little bit bigger. That's fine. Let's get some markings here. It was 1 and 3. Okay, so now a couple things. First off, we're gonna check that box of helpful Pokemon. We're gonna see which of them is suitable. Okay, that's a big Gengar. Excellent. And Slowbro was 5'3". Same height as Blastoise, theoretically. Although my Blastoise was large. Okay, and it's a small Blissey. Okay, so all we have is Slowbro to work with, but that's fine, it's something. Okay, alright, well. So I don't have any perfectly average 4'11" to check with, but let's check out that one Slowbro. And then figure out how to evolve these Eevee. Okay. Okay. Team. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so like maybe Slowbro slouches a little. Maybe its ears count. But this is a perfectly average 5'3" Pokemon. And I'm taller than it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Lordy. Like, even with its ears, I'm taller than it. But not by much. Like, they don't make this easy. And the thing about the stay still button is that, like, yeah, see, sometimes they move their head around. And I think the point of stay still is that it's like their most measurable, you know? If you were a professor measuring Pokemon, you would do it. Wake up. Wake up! We're doing business, Slowbro. Yeah, like this is how you would measure them. So am I 5'4" maybe? Could I be? I don't know. This is why we need... Oh, I could ask how tall my Ceruledge is. I believe, because I used it all in the whole game, it was in my party, and I think it's actually extra small. But we can ask. I didn't want to look it up, and I assumed it would be somewhere back here, but I don't see it. We're looking it up. That was wild. Box 16. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. Never mind. So that doesn't help us either. Okay, next topic. Do I have... These are evolution items, right? So I'm looking for... a Thunderstone. Ice Stone works. Cool. We're sure I needed this one, right? I'm not gonna double check. Because I have both stones. So let's just double check. I have. We'll go in order. See. We have Eevee. We have a Vaporeon. We have a Flareon. We need a Jolteon. And then we have an Espeon. An Umbreon. a Leafeon, a Glaceon, a Sylveon. Okay, so yeah, it is absolutely Jolteon and Glaceon. Let's do that right now. This is exciting. To actually, I wasn't sure how long it would take. I didn't realize I would have so many of them already. So I'm excited for this this picnic. And because this is important to me, I am going to be asking her one more time about all 8 of them before we start our picnic. So cute. So cute. Look at it. Little sit. Not that it didn't sit, but like it. You do you, boo. And an ice stone. Simple as that. I love when you've played a game long enough that you don't need to worry about items because you just have them all. I'm constantly picking up sparklies off the ground, never paying attention to what they are. But then the moment I need an item, it's probably in my pocket. Okay. No one wants to know Growl anymore. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna line them up. Oh, there's 9 of them, not 8. There's 8 Lutions plus an Eevee. Okay. Just to be so safe, because I don't wanna read everything into this and be wrong. We're gonna ask about all of them. Eevee is good. Vaporeon is good. Flareon is good. Jolteon is good. I just did Espeon, right? Spacing out of my own stream. Umbreon, good. I was thinking about what to do next, and the fact that we're taller than a Slowbro and what it means, and we found Penny, which is good, and we got reference shots with Penny, but could I still find Nimona? Basically, is my thought. Glaceon's good. Leafeon's good. Last one. Okay. Okay, we get to have our picnic. We get to have our picnic. Yeah. I'm looking for Nimona. That's what's happening. We're gonna find some more NPCs. Why did I get off my bike? Bite dog go. Bite dog go. Yeah, and I don't know if any of the characters in Scarlet Violet specifically have cannon heights. Volo does. Who is Oleana? That sounds so familiar. Oh, okay. From Sword and Shield. Anyways. I feel like there might be somewhere to look for her, like... Can I go to her room? Okay. Well, Arvin wants me in the cafeteria. Let's find out what he wants. Hello, Moonlight. How are you today? We're trying to decide how tall my trainer is. Wait, what do you mean? Why can't I move the camera more? There is very limited camera range in this room. But Arvin is clearly significantly taller than me. That's the takeaway. We'll zoom and enhance and post. Oh my god, look at the weasel. I don't actually know what they want with me. Had an exclamation mark to come here. Sure did. Wow. Your dead dad is special about you. Sorry, spoilers, but like... You make a mean sandwich, Arvin. Oh! I only have that skill because I was abandoned as a child. Arvin is such a tragic character. I feel like in your case, you should learn about yourself by distancing from your dad. Okay. Have fun. Where do I want to go? Director's office? And Arvin's there too. Okay, schoolyard, Nimona. I knew I'd find my girl. I'm gonna stand beside her. I'm gonna see if we come up to her nose height. I'm doing good, Moonlight. We're having fun here. I have completed my... Hey, I wonder if this Gengar is average sized. I completed my collection of Eevees that are average sized. So we're gonna have a picnic with them really soon. But right before that, I just wanted to try and confirm how tall my character is. And, okay, Gengar is a 4'11" Pokemon. So depending on whether its ears count towards that, where did it go? What kind of ghost nonsense? What in the ghost Pokemon? Where'd he go? I wasn't done with you. Okay, this one doesn't move. We'll use this one. You can't stand inside them like you can your own Pokemon, but... So do ears count? Because if ears count, this one's taller than me. If it doesn't, it's significantly shorter than me. And I was under the impression they don't. When I made my Gengar, they didn't. But that was back when I thought that my trainer was 5'7". Anyways, isn't Nimona somewhere? Isn't that what we came here for? There's my girl. Woman? Damn, she is tall. She do be tall. I am approximately the height of her nose. Let's get a... Try and level it out. No angles, just dead on. I think I'm above her nose. I think I'm at least eye height, which would mean pulling up my reference sheet. Like I think we're looking at like 1.6 meters of height. How tall is 6.1 meters? Or sorry, 1.6 meters. It's like 5'3". I think this trainer is 5'3", 5'4". That's like that's what I'm gonna go with, I think. Compared to Slowbro, compared to Blastoise, I don't think she's 5 foot. But Penny was taller than us, right? Like, dang, man. My shoulders are below Nemona's boobs. That's kind of short. This is tough. This is tricky stuff. They should just tell people. They should just tell people up front how tall their characters are. In fact, perhaps it's an intentional choice not to, because then it can be a little bit less precise with the Pokemon sizes, and we don't have a good way to prove it. Anyways, I assume she's going to want to battle me or something, so I'm not actually going to talk to her. Because I have a ridiculous team on me of nothing. Is there anyone else worth... Oh, we didn't actually talk to Penny. Fine, we'll go talk to Penny. And we'll get... Because I think she was taller than me. Who makes those noises? By a little bit. By like an inch or whatever. I think she is taller. Let's line up our feet. None of this perspective cheating. Very front on. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's very close. For anybody newer to stream, what I am referencing is actually this image that I found. This is just something that was on DeviantArt that I found through a Reddit post, but essentially somebody lined up all the models from Pokemon Masters to show off their heights. And so this would be, each line seems to be 10 centimeters, which means that Penny is 1.6 meters tall, which is about 5'3". Nemona is more like 5'9" by this chart. And I'll dig a little deeper to see if I can like find more evidence that that's true or not, but that's why I'm trying to measure against all these NPCs. So we can see Arvin also, I mean, I didn't get a good height beside Arvin really, but yeah, so that's what this has been about. I still think we're like 5'3". I think that's what this is telling me. So I guess with that, I'm ready to have a picnic. Okay, so picnic number 1. I actually had notes on my Eevees somewhere deep in this notebook that I'm using today. Yes, here we are. Flareon, 2'11", Jolteon, 2'7". Hey, Stellar King, welcome. You are just in time. Subscribed for the picnic. We're gonna have a really cool picnic, and I just want to make sure that I'm remembering my Eevees right. So Jolteon and Glaceon are the same size. Flareon and Espeon are the same size. The other 4 are all tall. So we're gonna have our first picnic be we're gonna bring Eevee naturally, and we're gonna bring Rowlet to compare with our Eevee, to measure how 1 foot is measured and whether Eevee's ears count or not. Then we will bring those 4 shorter friends. Particular interest comparing Jolteon and Flareon, because I have to find a way for Flareon to be taller. That is one of the ultimate missions of today, or prove that it's not and make a YouTube video about it. And then of course Jolteon, Glaceon to see if they're the same size. Same goes for Flareon, Espeon. This is a big moment, big moment. So what we'll do is we will fly and we'll have that picnic and we'll try and line them up as best that we possibly can. I have had picnics with a bunch of Eeveelutions before. They have not all been exactly average sized, I don't think, the last time I did this. So we'll try and get them lined up as best we can. We'll get some like whistle shots and stuff. And then I can pull them out one by one and get them to stand still and get some trainer references. And then we can maybe even pull up pictures, like do side by sides of those pictures, just for the mental sake. And hi, have I done it yet? Oh, I already did it. Okay. All right, we want level ground. We want not tall grass, actually, ideally. I just kind of picked this place because I know that all the areas nearest Mesagoza are not that level. So I just picked something farther away that I couldn't bring to mind. But now I feel like it's not flat enough. Or there's just too much grass, more so, I guess. Too much grass. I could do it inside squad base. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Am I not allowed to have picnics inside Team Star bases? No, I was just literally a little too close to them. Okay, okay. I'm excited. Okay. Okay. Where to even start? I guess we just... Everybody, come here. This is not helpful. There's too much chaos. I would like for you to land, Rowlet. I would like for you to land and walk around like a bird that is not flying. Thank you. Okay. Now, you come up to just about my knees. Seeing as you're not standing beside Eevee. Eevee, come a little closer. Eevee, come a little closer. Come here. Yeah, see, Eevee's ears come well past my knees. Because Eevee's ears don't count to its height. And they never have. They never have, chat. Okay, so what have we done today? What have we proved? What was our original mission for today that I said at the very beginning of the stream, when I know that some of us weren't actually there yet? But the original goal of stream was to disprove this image because Pokemon posted this last November and it made me irrationally upset. Because of who I am and because of what I do and because of streams like these, I had good reason to believe that this was not true. And at least, like, okay, I'm going to backpedal a little bit. This is an official statement from the Pokemon Company, right? Like, they released this on an official channel, which means that it's not... It is a version of true. And it might be, like, anime true. But it is not consistent to Pokemon Violet. Let's put it that way. Nor Pokemon Arceus. That's the other one I spent a lot of time in. I'm quite confident it's not consistent to the models in Arceus either. But there we go. This is me proving to myself that I'm not the crazy one. Because we saw just now that Eevee's ears do not track towards size in this game. Anyways. I feel vindicated. On to the next Pokemon. Okay, alright, here's another big moment. Look at this, look at this. Okay, they're next to each other. No, don't walk away. Yes, walk towards. Like, are you kidding me? They're... What? I think they switched their heights. I do. I think they switched their heights. Because Glaceon, you're the other one that's small. Glaceon has one of the best cries. Okay, so these two are supposed to be the same height. And are they? I think they are. I will give them that. I think Flareon and Espeon are the same size. Now, is Jolteon taller than Espeon? Come here, Espeon. Stand still. Okay, go to sleep. Let's see if we can find a common point. So, like, okay, Jolteon. Let's look at ears. Oh, and I botched the camera angle. They were, like, inside each other's models. And it would have been a perfect shot. And I botched it. Okay, so they're outside the barrier. So Glaceon, let's say top of the head looks like kind of bottom of my fingers. Like I'm petting it. I'm petting the Glaceon. It's just yelling at me. Whereas ears... Can you stop yelling, you little cutie? Hi. Whereas Flareon is well shorter than my hand, top of the head. But if ears are what matters... I'm going to try whistling again, see if we can get them lined up. I've got a pretty good angle on, like, front on. Yeah, okay. Glaceon, taller than Espeon. Feeling pretty confident on that. Glaceon, taller than Flareon. So did they actually just flip? Look at the frolic. Okay, you two. Don't ruin this for me, Koraidon. Don't ruin this for me. Your name's Miraidon. I'm sorry. I've been spending too much time with Scarlet people. And there's little Eevee getting in the mix. Okay, so they just never stand still. So if I go through this frame by frame, maybe I'll be able to... Oh, see right there. Maybe that frame was useful. Glaceon looks very similar, but wouldn't you say taller than Flareon? I don't know why Glaceon keeps getting stuck in this little loop. Okay, so maybe it's time I take some individual pictures. Like, look how close Eevee is to Flareon's height. How level is that ground? You know, because at the end of the day, the thing that I think I don't always give enough credit for is that I'm looking at a screen with angles at play, with you know, different lighting or whatever, and like not only does the ground have different angles, I'm playing with a camera, and at the end of the day, because I've got a measuring tape here, Flareon should be taller than Jolteon, but by this much. Right? And so if my trainer is like holding her hand down like this, it's like less than a hand's length of difference between them. And I think that we should be able to see that. And if, as it looks, like if it seems like Jolteon is clearly taller than Flareon, that's very suspicious. But if they look basically the same height and it's hard to say and who knows, it's like, yeah, it's because it's a very small, it's like the length of her fingers there, basically. It's something, you know. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're all done picnicking. I'm going to get a bunch of reference shots of me with each of these Pokemon on flat, level ground. And we're going to tell them to stay still. And we're going to like stand beside them. And we're going to try and get it level like that. Is that the most fair angle? So there's Eevee. I hear a Gimmighoul. 4. Good measure. Let's do Rowlet. Oh yes, stay still. That perfect position where you're not quite blocking the Pokemon, but you are kind of intersecting them. So I'm looking for, yeah, basically I'm going to try and take every photo where like my ankles are just barely cutting off like my shoes. Okay. Jolteon's turn. Yeah, so we're seeing that sort of like hand can't quite touch the top of the head. Ears are coming up to like not quite shoulder. It's more like let's see if we can line up that very tippiest. Oh, it's raining. Not quite wrist. Now, naturally, of course, couldn't ask for anything else. Jolteon is holding its head at an angle. Do you see this? Are you seeing this? Which means that from this side, it's basically like exactly wrist height Slightly over even. It's like touching the bottom of her tank top. We can work with that. Cute puppy. Okay. So that's Jolteon, which should be the same size as Glaceon. So we'll go Glaceon next. Okay, same game. Glaceon, taller by a lot? What? Like by a lot. Did I pick the wrong one? No? Okay, so already head is like well past. I wasn't expecting this. I thought it looked good in the picnic. Okay, so they have very different postures though. Like that is true. Very different stance and everything. So there's so much neck on Glaceon. What we're seeing is ears well exceeding that tip of the tank top, I would say. I think that, yeah, like that's into the like middle. And again, if we're talking like the differences we're seeing are a few inches, then that's significant. I'm sure I'm valid in counting that. Because look how different that is. Head as well, though, honestly. Like, head is touching past my fingers. I just want side-by-sides of these creatures. That's all I want. And I cannot have it in this game. But we could switch back to Legends Arceus. And honestly, maybe I will after this. After we get through this and the next picnic, like all of that. Maybe I flip back real quick. I'd have to trade. I could. Because I don't have a perfectly average set in that game. That's the thing. So I don't know what anything means anymore. Does it mean the ground isn't level and I've slowly been walking farther down the path? Could it be as simple as that? No. Stop trying to give them excuses, Katzer. Okay. Flareon's next. And it is Espeon. That's the same as Flareon. Do we have... Do they all line up in the Pokedex? Is there any chance? 2'11". So it gets interesting. Okay, Flareon, you have been my question for years. For the longest amount of time, I have been questioning Flareon. Now, this Pokemon is supposed to be taller than the one we just saw. Starting off strong here. Much, much shorter. So again, we see that slight difference in like how much neck, how proper Glaceon is. And Flareon don't do that. The Jolteon don't either, but you know, head well below finger height, like well below finger height, unless we count the fur on top, which maybe we do, maybe we don't. Now, ears. I'm going to say we're going to try and use that tank top method here. Get it lined up. I feel like it's just skimming the very bottom again. I feel like that's very Jolteon-esque. Now, we did see Jolteon holding its head at an angle. Which Flareon is not. Massive tail. Body below my knees. That's like we're talking Eevee is the height of Flareon's body. Such a stocky little cutie. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a little bit above the tank top. It only needs to be a little bit, I suppose. But it's not really. But it's not really. And Espeon. Your turn. Is this the shortest one yet? Are you, like, Okay, so the amount that they sway does throw me off, and I've still never come to a concrete decision on whether, like, top or bottom sway is what I should measure. It's tempting to suit it to my purpose, but obviously that's not good research. But we're seeing, much like Glaceon, that kind of upright posture. Head is still below hand height. Ears are certainly much more like lateral than any other Eeveelution, but that doesn't matter. We're measuring height. And so we're seeing like head kind of comes up to bottom of shorts. And I would say, yeah, like ears not even gracing the bottom of the tank top by a pretty significant margin. I don't care what these photos look like. They're science. And that's like top of the breath. So what have we learned here? I don't I don't feel like I'm getting concrete takeaways. I feel like I'm just getting confused and frustrated, which has been the case all along. That has been the case all along when it came to the Eevees, which is why I'm doing this. So we'll swap them around. And actually, Palmot. Okay, so we'll switch them out, and this is where we have a couple other Pokemon to switch into. So these 4 Eevees should all be the same height. They should all be 3'3". Or like they are all 3'3" by the Pokedex. This is where we also have our mud spray to mix in. And is Pawmot, am I remembering correctly that Pawmot is one of these same height Pokemon? I'm going to look it up real quick because this is a perfectly average size Pawmot. No, I'm mistaken. Pawmot is 2'11". But I believe the reason why I brought this up once before was because despite being 2'11", it seemed to be the tallest of anything. So, let's bring him. Let's check it out. Let's get ready for picnic number 2. I was so excited for picnic number 1, and now I'm just nervous. Nervous that this will make no sense. Here we go. I wish I could lock my camera somehow, because I know that some of it's going to be user error in lining up the angles of the camera. Like, look at this monster. Are you kidding me? So tall. So tall. Like, the lowest point you could conceivably measure, I would argue, is its head, right? You don't have to count its ears, you don't have to count its hair, but its head is taller than any of the highest points on Vaporeon. So, make it make sense. Make it make sense. That looks roughly okay to me. Like, looking at... okay. So... you know what? The ear thing could check out. Like, I mean, again, this Pawmot is freaking massive. And I don't have answers. And then you've got Leafeon, whose ears seem too tall. Now, okay. Didn't realize I was in front of the basket. Yeah, I just want to wake up the mud spray. So if we don't count ears, but we do count mud spray as correct, we're still looking at like above the elbow. We're looking at mid-arm. And I am just not seeing that on anything else. Like, I think as much as there's something to this, like, it's still not quite mathing up. Maybe Leafeon is as tall as Mudspray. You know what? I would believe that one. And I would like anybody else to stand up beside the Leafeon. Because it is quite simply taller than everybody else. You seeing this? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Come back here, Vaporeon. That was a good angle. Come back here. Okay. Okay. And then Leafeon waltzes in taller than everybody. Like, what? What? I think Leafeon maybe is the tip of its leaf, not its ears. Like, that's a pretty wild discrepancy between these two, right? That's not just me. I mean, they're not exactly lined up. Your turn. Umbreon's turn. They were nicely lined up. There we go. Nicely lined up. Okay. That was too fast for me to see with my human eyes, but I think there might have been a frame there that was excellent. Mudspray and Leafeon. Like, where's my Sylveon? There's a Sylveon in this party, right? Right? Did I forget Sylveon or? Alright, I only have 5 Pokemon. Hang on. Hold up. Oh my god, my Sylveon is KO'd. That's what happened. Poor thing. Let's try that again. Oh, you know what? I haven't saved this whole time. Let's save. Picnic. Sylveon. Let's see. Let's see Sylveon. Alright, you got more ears than anybody, kiddo. Yes. Yes to the two of you standing side by side. Yes. Slow. No, but We are on a slant here, aren't we? Maybe? It sure seems like Sylveon's taller to me. Yeah, here, come play with Umbreon. Okay. Okay. Maybe I buy it. I'm still confused about Palmot. Okay. Maybe 3'3" is that mid-arm position. Now it looks like Umbreon's coming up a little short. Umbreon does not appear to pass elbow. Not a chance. Not a way. So, what does that mean? And then the final question is, so does it make more sense? Does it make sense for the ears to be 3'3"? Like, if the ears are the consistent piece across them, that's great. But does it make sense for that height to be 3'3", halfway up her arm? Maybe. That would suggest that about halfway between her elbow and her shoulder is 2 feet from the top of her head. measuring tape on myself. We'll say it's like, what? So that'll be like 6 inches or so from her shoulder. From armpit. This is too hard to figure out on my own with a bunch of creatures running around all willy-nilly. Let's do one more whistle, and then we'll start doing some individual sizing. Wake up, Leafeon. Okay, so now Vaporeon is very much like Umbreon, nowhere past the elbow. So this is where I kind of come out with like, okay, so if the very highest tip point of all of these Pokemon is not consistent between all the ones that are the same height, is it something different? Is it possible that the tippy tip of Vaporeon is in line with the top of Leafeon's head? Maybe. Like, I think maybe, again, that leaf on its head, that seems like maybe something. This is exhausting. This is an exhausting job I've taken upon myself. Okay, let's get a few individual shots. Maybe I won't futz quite as hard this time. Maybe, probably I still will. Okay, so lined up so the shoes are just out of frame. And we're looking at head below hand. Top fin, part that we're trying to measure. So thin. Above tank line. You know what? Like, I would believe if the 2'11" is right at the tank shirt, that is 3'3". I mean, I was underestimating earlier, actually. I was measuring out 3 inches, but it's actually a difference of 4 inches, technically. So the smallest are 2'7", and then it's 2'11", and then it's 3'3". So there's a difference of 4 inches or 10 centimeters between them all. It's still not like huge, but oh, I just don't know. So that's, you know, that's a good amount of, I'll give it a maybe, you know, I'll give it a pass. So highest point of Flareon, just past the shirt. And you know what? Umbreon? Similar. Very similar. We're looking at hand, maybe right about head height. We're looking at ears. Here we go. Let's get right up. Ears just a little ways past shirt. Checks out. Like, that is very in line with Vaporeon. I'm not mad about that one. It's these next two where things get wonky. And we're seeing, like, Like, way past. Like, you know, this is where we're getting into that, like, mid-arm stuff. Past the elbow by a bit. Put your arm down, Katzer. Put your foot down, Katzer. Stretching. So what I'm wondering is, do we see this like tip of the head fluff? Is that as high as Vaporeon's fins or Umbreon's ears? Could that possibly be the consistent place of measure? And I want to say no, that it's too low. But by the time we're looking at, like, even the leaf goes up pretty high. It's a lot. You know what? Yeah. You know, I will give it top of leaf. But I will not allow top of ear. That's simply too high. And then our last one is Sylveon. So, same problem here is going to be, can we find that, like, middle ground? And I think for Sylveon, it could be... Dang it, it's not. It's not even the bow. The bow is too low. Ah! But its ears are so much higher. Like, this doesn't match any of the other Eeveelutions. It simply does not. Like, that's basically ears up in her armpits. Meanwhile, head a little above hand petting height. It's almost like top of that ribbon. Do you see the ribbon on that left hand side that's floating up and down? That's the height I was hoping to find. Now let's just make everything more frustrating by pulling out Mud Spray. And we'll get a closer look here. So, is there any point of Mud Spray that is just above that shirt height there? And it's like eye level? Is there any precedent for measuring a horse up to their eye? Is that a thing? Is that a thing anywhere? Gee whiz, man. Because, yeah, like, that is closer to what we're seeing on Sylveon and Leafeon, but it's nowhere, like, there's just... Vaporeon is the same size. Vaporeon would come up to, like, Mudbray's nose. What a mystery. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I can really do right now with these Pokemon. Like, all I can think to do is that there's a lot of analysis that I want to do with these pictures that we just got. So I would like to try and find a very consistent shot. Like, if I can line up my trainer essentially in every photo and scale the trainer to herself, And then from there, I essentially have a very neat line of Eeveelutions perfectly beside each other. Like, that's the dream. But the next step would also be, if I can find that, if I can get a nice clean shot of the trainer and size chart her, you know, but figure out her exact height and break up the sections relative to her, and then we can have a clearer idea of like up to her elbow is exactly, and then have an actual number to put there. That'd be good. So I think the last thing I'd really like to do today, we can either switch to Legends Arceus and look at the Eeveelutions there, but I think that's maybe another day's problem. I think that's like next week maybe we try that again, because it will take a while to get the perfectly average size Eeveelutions there. There's no breeding in that game either. But I think Eevees are easier to find, at least. So yeah, maybe the last thing I'll do is really focus on trying to figure out my trainer's height. Thought. Was there a feature? Shortest to tallest! Ha ha ha! Okay, so now I can look in the decks, like exactly which Pokemon are in this Pokedex that are the size I want. We are at 3'11". I need to find 4'11". Okay, so we can find a Girafarig. A perfectly average Girafarig. I'm writing it down. Scyther. I wonder where we measure Scyther. We tried Gengar. Cloyster doesn't feel like a useful... Anything that floats. Same with Venomoth. Like, I would use it, but anything that doesn't land properly is not the most helpful. Dunsparce is the wrong angle. Heracross, I assume, must be up to the horn. We can try that one. Blissey we didn't have. Glalie floats. Salamence is confusing. Salamence is confusing, okay? I did a whole nother stream because I wanted to compare Salamence and Roaring Moon. And I don't know how Salamence is measured. I couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. Crocodile. That's a nice, obvious one. Okay, I thought Gothitelle might be the right height. Braviary's a flyer. Although if I made it land, I'm going to put Braviary on the list. We can look at Noivern, but I don't even know if those ears count or not. Oh, Oranguru. That's like unambiguous, right? Grimmsnarl is more ambiguous. Oh, and Meowscarada. And I have a lot of Sprigatito, I think. So odds are we have something. That's actually a lot. Wait, Glimmora? What? What? Okay, and then we're into the 5-3s. So I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. And when we get back, we will go and talk to the Mesagoza Lazy and we'll like run through this list and see if any of the Pokemon that we have from the 411 list are perfectly average. You stay here. I have returned. Okay, so we tried the Slowbro. Haunter floats. Hypno could work. We didn't have the Gardevoir. Gallade just seemed more confusing, but I can try it. Do we think that fin on top counts? I don't know what to make of Zoroark. That is not a clean top. Neither is Bisharp's. Volcarona flies. Toxicity also with the crazy, like, the 5-3 Pokemon have crazy heads. I said it. We can, like, take a look at Cyclizar, but I don't think it stands up tall enough. Flamigo could work, and they're friggin' everywhere, so I know we could catch an average Flamigo if we need to. Iron Thorns. Now, we could look at a few more 5'7" Pokemon, because as I pointed out at the beginning of stream, and I've shown this off in the past, I used to believe my trainer was 5'7", because she's the height of Charizard. But apparently that was wrong, for reasons I haven't completely figured out, but I no longer believe her to be 5'7". But we could pull up another 5'7" Pokemon, like maybe Swalot. Not Go-Goat. Not... Oh, and we're already into the 5'11s. So this is only the Paldea Dex. This is not, of course, the other regions that we're flipping through right now. Because that's just more work. Let's see which of these Pokemon we have. That's all I can do to start. Myself in. What should I call this lady? I said I wanted her to have a name because we're too friendly not to be on a first name basis, but what should I call her? Yes, please. Okay, we are starting with the 411s. Going with Girafarig. I don't have a Girafarig. What? Okay. Oops. Okay, moving on. I think I have a crud ton of Scyther. Or maybe I didn't even catch that many, I just fought them in the outbreaks. Okay, I got a couple. A pint-sized Scyther! The other one with a couple boxes. There we go. Nice. It'd be great if there were a way to like sort by size. Like if we could ask her like which of my Pokemon are perfectly average. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Okay, so I'm actually just gonna start swapping these out, I think. I'll just put the Eevees back for now. And whenever we come across something that is, in fact, perfectly average, we'll just put it straight in our party. Okay, so we have a Scyther. Let's see about a Heracross. Just the one then. Am I not talking to her? Okay. Maybe it'll just be perfect. Okay, it's not. Next would be a crocodile. Uh-huh. How about Gothitelle? Cool. So let's get her in our party. Apologies, him. Get him in our party. Okay, we can also check Braviary, Noivern. Did I check that Hypno? Okay. I'm assuming that if we give them the sit still command, then like birds will land, because Charizard did. We take it. Okay, we're on to Noivern. Do. Not type. You don't say. Okay, we have a good little batch of 411 Pokemon. And I might actually do a picnic with them. Just to see how they relate to each other. So what else can we check? There's a couple more. We tried Gengar and Blissey. Oranguru. Now, Oranguru is always sitting, isn't it? Guess we'll find out. Okay, we've got space for one more. What's it gonna be? Grimmsnarl, Bombardier, Armorogue, Meowscarada. Let's try, I don't know, the bird? Okay, so that was a Titan Pokemon. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, I see you, Grimmsnarl. There we go. That closes out the party. So we will grab this Grimmsnarl. We will put it on the team. We will give the whole team markings. And we will go have a picnic. I'm almost certain you can't have a picnic in a city, right? Surely I've tried. Yeah, okay. It would just be nice if I didn't have to fly away. I'm coming back for her soon, you know? Okay. So at least now, I do want to see these Pokemon beside each other. That's always fascinating to me. But mostly I need to see myself with these Pokemon. That's the bottom line. Now, all of these Pokemon should be shorter than me by a significant amount if my theory is correct. If I am truly a 5'3"-ish trainer, then these Pokemon should be significantly shorter. They are all 4'11". However, if I am 5 foot, like a lot of different trainers have been over the years, we will see that I am basically the same height. I'm just looking for a good level spot, and there sure isn't one. Although, you know what? The tall grass doesn't matter as much because I'm not with little Pokemon anymore. It matters more when I'm looking at the 1-footers. Okay, everybody. Look at that Oranguru clomping around. Look at me barely being taller. And yet being much taller than my Gothitelle. Okay, now depending on how we measure each of these Pokemon, I might be 5 feet tall. I might be a 5-foot tall trainer. Like, there's no way that a perfectly average 4'11" Scyther should be taller than me. I should really find more level ground. Not that I think it matters much. Like, if I'm standing inside my Pokemon, then we're on the exact same slant. You know what I'm saying? So help explain. Like, I'm trying to get a really close look at that point on her head. But I'm taller than Gothitelle, like, no matter how I frame it. And yet I'm... What? Pardon me? Alright. Alright. Come again? Braviary. 4'11". I'm going until I find flat land. We're not giving up on this one. This is perfectly acceptable. I don't need to have a picnic. I just need to get my Pokemon out, so... Sidewalks are great. Okay, so here's Scyther. Which I am taller than if you don't count the spikies. But why wouldn't you count the spikies? Since when? Bizarre. Okay, but what we're really here to freak out about is this. You're not gonna land? You're not gonna land. Are you kidding? Why wouldn't you land for me? Well, that's ridiculous. Well, then I need to have another picnic. This Braviary just seems way too big. Way bigger than any other 411 Pokemon. And I wonder if there's a way to make it land? Will it just do that? Like, Charizard would sometimes just do that, you know? Okay. Moving on down the list then. Curses. I thought if I made it stand still, it would stay how it was. It decided to fly again. But what we saw is that it does get bored and land. And it's freakishly tall. Which, like, shouldn't be shocking. I would expect a Braviary to be tall. 411 seems, I mean, big for a bird. But I'm fine with Braviary being as big as it is. You ride it, you know, in Arceus, but... Alright, well, I was about to swap you out. So it's hard to see that very tippy point of her head, but I do appear to be taller than it. And it's probably very similar to Scyther, how much taller than it I am. So maybe this still works out, the whole 4 foot, 5'3" thing. See, all of these Pokemon, every single one, has had, like, a feature, right? So if the ears are exactly my height, but the head is as much shorter as I would think it would be if I were 5'3", and it were 4'11". So I think I'm going to stick with this theory. Oranguru was maybe throwing me off my vibes a little. Do you land? No. No, you don't. What's the point of making them stand still if they don't stand down? I guess you can still take pictures and whatnot. You want to land, buddy? You want to land for me? No? Oranguru's the last one. I mean... I'm taller. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taller by a few inches. So I think all of these Pokemon had a height that came to around my eyebrow. Ringer seems like a little tall, but it's fine. So we have safely concluded that we are over 411. I feel confident saying that. So now I will go and do the exact same thing. What am I doing? We'll fly back and we'll do that exact same thing, and we'll build out a full party of 5'3" Pokemon that are perfectly average. And we'll do the whole thing again. And all of these Pokemon can be delivered to my perfect bin now. So who is on our 5'3" list? Hypno was a no-go. I can't read my own writing. Gallade. We can try Gallade. Little small. Okay. We tried Gardevoir, Ceruledge. We have the Slowbro. Let's try Toxtricity. Oh, Synchro mode. That is smart, Moonlight. I wonder if they... Like, can I control whether they're flying or not? Because it doesn't seem likely that Synchro mode would let me, like, only waddle around as a bird. But I don't know what button would control that. I always forget about Synchro. Two. Not going well with the 5'3s yet. Flamigo. It's a really tall... Is that tall for a flamingo? It feels tall. Mm-hmm. There we go. There's something. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take this Flamigo. But we will move everything else to box 32. And we can, oops, try and fill out the rest of our party. Let's see. Yes, we're going to move on to... we already tried the Hypno, but I can see if we have other Hypno. No, I just have the one, it looks like. Okay. Search. Zoroark. Oh, is Hisui and Zoroark the same height? Okay, that one's gonna take a double check. Unless chat can fact check for me if Zoroark is the same Hisui and not. Where was the other one? Oh, let's check the Iron Thorns, I guess. I know that's one of them. It's big. Okay. Okay. Both Zoroark. Interesting. Did I miss it? Okay, we can also try Bisharp. This is where the Cyclizar will come in handy. Just one of these. Nice. Cyclizar is our last chance here. But then going up to 5-7, we could do Swalot. Try that one. Nope, not Cyndaquil. Cool. I dream of being this woman. Just looking any Pokemon in the eyes and knowing exactly how they stack up against other Pokemon of their species. I want to be able to judge that. Blind eye. Naked eye. That's the word I wanted. Naked eye. Swalot. Let's see it. Clear us out. Finish it off nice. Darn. Crabominable was the other option for 5-7. Oh, and it's right there. No go. Alright. Whatever, then we'll just have a picnic with the ones we have. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that's nice and level. Am I far enough out? Nice. Okay. So these Pokemon are all 5'3" and should theoretically be taller than me or very similar height. Oh, not you two. Okay, Cyclizar seems kind of big. Why is my Zoroark so small? Perfectly average 5'3" Zoroark over here. I'm towering over it. Is it because you're squatting like that? Stop doing lunges, bro. Bro's doing lunges. No one asked for that. Do you do lunges? That's wild to look at. All that hair. Holy smokes. Okay, Flamigo. Taller than me you are. Not by, well, you know, by a fair bit. Is it as much taller than me than I was of the 4'11" Pokemon, do we think? Because that could make me 5'1". No. No. Stay still. Come back. Okay, so that means the blade must count. It must. Because we're very much the same kind of height to the head. But then that blade on top. Okay. So, yes, depending on how we measure, I do seem to be comfortably shorter than every 5'3" Pokemon. Like, not by a lot. I think my official headcanon might be 5'1". I think we might roll with 5'1". You two things aren't the same size. You're being cute. Here, I'll give you a bath. So what's this? Is it really just the posture? Because it's so short. It is so short. But I guess if it stood up... Okay. Well... If I were 5'1", we're gonna do some maths here on stream. I'm just gonna say them out loud though, so. If I were 5'1", 2 centimeters, it's 155 centimeters. Okay, we're gonna look at that diagram one more time. Crazy. Yeah, because like even here they acknowledge how short. We can see that I'm off track already, clearly, but like Flareon has very large ears specifically. That, you know, we can see Jolteon's head is nearly 2 feet, whereas Flareon's would come under 2 feet. Or sorry, it's like the spikes are past 2 feet. But Glaceon, I mean, they are sitting in this. I don't know how much sitting is changing things. But I can tell you right now, that is an absolute untruth to portray. Because, like, yes, Sylveon does have the largest ears by far, but to portray Sylveon's body as smaller than the others is an untruth. That's what it is. Anyways, this is what I was looking for. So I said a 5'1" trainer. It's already gone. It's like, what, 155? Yeah, 155 centimeters, which would be... I didn't hear a shiny noise just now, did I? I feel like it was probably just one of my Pokemon making noises, but I don't know their noises. And I also don't know if shiny noises can happen in picnics. Was it just a Bisharp noise? Bisharp? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna end this picnic and look around. I wouldn't know what a shiny Knackley looks like. It probably was nothing, but you can't take these chances. I know it's not the Shinx, I can tell you that much. The Rookity, I think I know what it would look. There it is. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I heard that. In a picnic. I don't know. What do I want? What's... you'd think I'd have something with like a good false swipe, but I sure don't. I usually just send out something high leveled and quick ball it. You're not my Pawmot. Is it gonna despawn if I keep wasting time? You're my Pawmot. Trainers. Pokemon trainers, we've got that shiny ear. Huh? Shake is good, right? Yay! Oh, cool! I do not have all that many shinies in Violet, because I've never been one to really shiny grind. That's cool! Shinx is one of my favorites. What do we nickname Shiny Shinx? This is my Shinx banana face. Now the question, as always, is do we let it evolve? Do we let the precious Pokemon evolve? Or do we... Is Shinx the shiny that we've been given? Not Luxray, not Luxio. Shinx. Anyways, what I was saying before I was interrupted by a shiny Pokemon is that if we were 5'1", we would be 155 centimeters. That would put us like right below Penny here. We'd be like halfway between. Can you see my cursor on the stream? I don't know. But if you look at the, like, Penny is one line above this darker black line. So we would be right in the middle of those. And that would put us... Just trying to see if there's anybody else to compare to. You know, eye height with Nimona. Yeah, there's nobody that I can stand beside that is actually 155 centimeters that's been mapped out in this particular graphic, at least. There's plenty of other trainers, but I can't stand beside these ones. And there's no such thing as a 5'1" Pokemon in this game that we can measure. There are, of course, these 4'11" Pokemon that are slightly large and 5'3" Pokemon that are slightly small, but I don't have it quantified that way. All I could do is possibly send a Pokemon into, like, Legends Arceus. Well then, is there anything else that I want to do today? I am getting a little hungry, so it might be time to call it here. Start making some dinner and do some photo analysis. Now, I think I will maybe share some of my photo analysis on like Blue Sky. If you don't follow me on Blue Sky, you should go find me. It's Katzer's Creations everywhere. I'm also pretty active on Instagram. So, good chance that my Instagram stories might have something to say about my findings as well. Oh, I'm going in with Banana Face. Oops. Maybe it'll be Terra Water. Oh, dip! Look at that! Can I take it? Maybe. A competitive Jigglypuff. Oh dear. Let's just see. I don't think that it should be enough. Like, based on what we saw damage it dealt before, I don't think that should be enough. But you never know. Maybe it won't do a damaging move. Huh? What a rock star. Just a boring old Ultra Ball? We have a Terra Water Jigglypuff now. Fun times. Cool. Well, this has been... Can I call it enlightening? Can I call it interesting? This has been a stream. I'm going to go and take a look at some of those pictures. I think the next time I come back, I will have like a graphic on screen of my character with that like size chart. And then it'll be a little easier. We can reference that the next time I do some of this stuff. Cool. So, thank you for hanging out. And I hope I'll see you here next time. As I said, go follow me in all the other places if you want to see updates. Between now and next Wednesday, the plan will just be to go live every Wednesday now. And yeah, if you want to see what else we're working on, you know, I'm always crocheting something. This research is for a reason. It's so that I can crochet it in real life. That's the point of all of this knowledge. And I'm working on a new game that we're playing with Sfeel, and I think it's going to be really cute. So you should watch updates about that too. And yeah, we'll see everybody next time. Have a good night.